Ukraine has not stopped working with partners to increase the number of air defense systems. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has said. He noted that the main priority is combat aviation and called on allies to grant authorization for the use of long-range missiles on Russian territory.
Terror can only be stopped in one way, by strikes on Russian military airfields, on their bases, on the logistics of Russian terror. And the most important thing is that this is possible. We talk about it every day with our partners. We need both long-range permits and your long-range projectiles and missiles. We cannot put off vital decisions, the very things that can effectively influence the events.
Arms supplies to Ukraine were discussed by Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov and Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin on August 30th. The USA will never waver its defense of Ukraine, the U.S. Defense Minister stressed.
Your forces remain steadfast. They continue to fend off the Kremlin's assaults and to inflict major losses on Russian invaders. So make no mistake, the United States will not waver in our support for a free, secure, and sovereign Ukraine. Alongside some 50 of our allies and partners, the United States will continue to provide the critical capabilities that you need to fight the Kremlin's aggression.
CNN reported that Washington has put Ukraine at the top of its air defense priority list. At the same time, the Pentagon was silent on authorization for strikes with long-range ATACMS missiles. The UK, according to Telegraph, supports Ukraine's right to use its Storm Shadow missiles to strike deep into Russia. However, due to disagreements with the US, London has withheld from public calls for their use, the British publication said. The UK's UN representative noted that the United Nations Charter does not prohibit Ukraine from striking Russian territory. He stressed that the Federation was on the path of escalation, stepping up strikes on the civilian population of Ukraine.
Direct attacks on civilian infrastructure constitute a war crime. Ukraine has a right to defend itself under Article 51 of the UN Charter against Russia's attacks. This does not preclude its right to project force into Russian territory so long as action complies with international law. We will continue to provide Ukraine with the capabilities it needs to defend its people. Fergus Eckersley, UK political counselor at the Security Council meeting on Ukraine.
Lithuania's foreign minister has called on the North Atlantic Alliance to strengthen the defense of Ukrainian skies. He also noted that the Patriot missiles that were promised to Ukraine in Washington had not yet been delivered, and that's creating anxiety for NATO's eastern flank.
Even though it sounds like a joke, but we're protecting Russian skies more. Russian planes are better protected by the Western guarantees than Ukrainians. We have to ask ourselves a question: aren't we ourselves a part of this problem? So far, no Patriot batteries that have been promised to Ukraine in Washington have been delivered. No new ammunition packages have been delivered since June. The eastern flank is worried because we all understand if Ukrainians are not getting the assistance that they have been promised, that is a door open for Putin to continue.
Politico writes that at the meeting of EU ministers in Brussels on August 29th, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba urged partners to allow Ukraine to launch strikes against targets on Russian territory. At the same time, he emphasized that this proposal should not be considered an escalation. This decision was supported by the foreign ministers of France, Sweden, Latvia, the Netherlands, and Poland. The Czech foreign minister noted that Prague was not restricting Ukraine in the use of the weapons they supplied. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Христина Домбровська, UATV News.